4 coming by in knockouts. Burgos, by the way, is the current Mexican 108-pound champion. And he's fighting for the first time at this 105-pound division. And now beginning to make his way in is Alex Sanchez. Sanchez 24-1 with 18 KOs. As you look at the tail of the tape, not a lot of difference there. Sanchez an inch shorter, weight's the same, age the same, a half-inch longer reach has Alex Sanchez over Victor Burgos. Sanchez, another in a long line of great Puerto Rican fighters. He captured the WBO title in December of '93. He's defended it 5 times. Here it is, the 10-point must-scoring system in the WBO. No standing 8 count, 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Alex Sanchez, his last defense coming in July of '95. He's fought twice since, in October of '95, and once in '96, and once this year. Sanchez, you know, thinks that a victory here will put him and set up a unification bout with the brilliant Ricardo Lopez for later on this year. As a matter of fact, Don King has promised the winner of this fight a shot at Ricardo Lopez, and that would be very interesting to see either one of these guys. That's Victor Burgos. He's seen Sanchez fight. And the kid from Puerto Rico's got some real good support. He's got Felix Trinidad, the welterweight champion of the world, in there. I see Freddie Trinidad Sr. in there. It's basically the corner that works with Felix Trinidad, working with Alex Sanchez. Strange as it may seem for Alex Sanchez, who was the reigning WBO mini flyweight champion, he lost his last fight out. It wasn't a title fight to Edgar Cardenas down in Condado Beach in Puerto Rico, and that was just last month. There was a 10-round decision, but gave him the work he needed to get ready here. Burgos knows that Sanchez has got a real powerful left hook, so he worked with a couple of guys in training. Felix Trinidad Sr., there's Tito Trinidad, the reigning champion of the world. Number 1, yeah, you are. The Trinidad father and son. Nice kid, Felix Trinidad, real nice kid. And we're talking about the long line of terrific fighters in Puerto Rico. He's just another terrific fighter from Puerto Rico. They've had some brilliant fighters over the years down there. And we know that everybody down there in Puerto Rico is watching, and all my good friends, Mario Martinez from the San Juan Star, want to say hello. And we're just about set for Jimmy Lennon Jr. We'll have this thing underway very, very shortly. Victor Burgos from Tijuana. Hey, Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to our next world title featured attraction, brought to you by Don King Productions and the Las Vegas Hilton, along with St. Ides Gold. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization. The President Francisco Valcarcel, supervisor in attendance Jimmy Resnick, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the chairman Dr. Elias Ghana. Introducing to you our judges, scoring this bout from ringside, Chuck Joppa, Art Lurie, and Clark Sammartino. Presenting to you our referee in charge of this bout, working in this, his 90th world title bout, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go with the WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing white trunks with blue trim and fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He weighed in at the mini flyweight limit of 105 pounds. His record stands at 16 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the WBO #1 mini flyweight contender, introducing Victor Burgos. And his opponent across the ring on my left is the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white trunks with green trim, he hails from Ponce, Puerto Rico. He weighed in the same as his opponent opponent, 105 pounds. His fine record includes 24 wins, only one loss, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight making the 6th title defense, please welcome the WBO mini flyweight champion of the world, Alex Sanchez. Once again, it's Joe Cortez, our referee in charge, now to give instructions.
Ok, caballeros, ya yo leí las reglas en camerino a los dos. Quiero una pelea limpia. Cuando digo break, quiero un break limpio, ¿ok? Desen la mano, suelta a los dos.
Set to go here. Bob Sheridan on King Vision, coming to you live from the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. This is the 12-round scheduled WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the World. This is the 108-pound division. Actually, the 105-pound division, the Mini Flyweight division. Both of these guys are in at 105. Alex Sanchez, the pride of Ponce, Puerto Rico. They call him Nene, so the guy with the white trunks and green trim is Nene Sanchez. The fellow from Puerto Rico. The other guy with the blue trim around his trunks, the dark trim around the middle, is Victor Burgos. Burgos from Tijuana, Alex Sanchez from Ponce, Puerto Rico. Nene coming off a loss, and Victor Burgos coming over a 5th round TKO win over Oscar Aguilar down in Tijuana in December. Needless to say, Sanchez's last fight was not a title fight. Burgos in the blue trim, number 1 WBO mini flyweight, number 18 WBC light flyweight. This is his first shot at a title, and he's the Mexican national 108-pound champion. He had an amateur record, by the way, of 20-2. Here from the Las Vegas Hilton. Oh, nice right hand got him. And immediately Joe Cortez says, now you can't hit him when the guy's down. And he counts up to 5 and 6. He hesitates the standing 8 count. Burgos surprised. He's okay. And Joe Cortez is going to take time to take a point away. All right, so whatever happened there, Joe Cortez at first was trying to decide in his mind exactly what he was going to do. And when he got hit when he was down, he's giving Burgos a little bit of a chance to recuperate a little bit more. Of course, the more attention that Cortez brought to it, the more Victor Burgos seems to be complaining about it. We've had problems with fighters before that have been hit while a guy was down. In fact, Roy Jones Jr. lost his title a short time ago, and now Nene says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit him when he was down. And most times fighters don't mean to do it, but they're warriors. The guy is down, he's on his knee, and he's in the middle of throwing punches, and he lets it fly. Because they're combative guys. This is the hurt business, boxing. It's hard when you see a guy not to throw a punch, but it's illegal. And so what he gained by knocking him down, he lost by losing the point. So right now, I suppose it's a 9-9 round at this stage. But you see the time remaining in this, the first round. Oh, everything that was gained by dropping him, he lost by hitting him while he was down. So you want to make it clear that this is a wash this round, providing the judges see the round even. In my opinion, Nene Sanchez is scoring more punches, so he may have won the round anyway. You know, you would score then 10-9, then he loses a point, so it's 9-9 with a did have a point taken right, 9-8. Now, we've got that for you. I'm going to show you the knockdown and exactly why Joe Cortez took the point away. You'll see a clean knockdown here. Watch this. Boom, and down he goes. And he's down on one knee, and he whacks him again. That's illegal. And Joe right on top of it. Watch him. He'll hit him with the right hand. Boom. And bang. And that you can't do. And as soon as he did it, he realized he couldn't do it. Okay, anyway, Sanchez won that first round no matter what. So let's go to round number 2. Biggest problem now for Burgos is how wide he throws his punches. I want you to look for that. You see his punches are way outside the shoulders. And when you throw it up there, it gives your opponent a chance to counter you immediately. See how wide his hook is? Way outside, and throws his right hand open. And you see referee Joe Cortez say, hey, watch the head. Watch the head. Burgos, when we talked to him yesterday, said that he used a lot of head movement, a lot of upper body movement. He's not following through with that. In previous fights that he's had, he's been victimized by headbutts with some of his movement because he has a tendency to dip in the knees and then kind of wind his trunk up. You see the way his head comes in? When that head comes up, then they can come together. And you see Joe Cortez say, hey, Sanchez, don't push him down. I'll tell you one thing, these kids are so well trained, these fighters, both Sanchez and Burgos. They know a lot of street techniques. When I say street, they're really gym techniques that guys learn from a lot of round sparring. And you know that these fighters have had a lot of round sparring because there's plenty of guys that fight in these gyms down in Puerto Rico and as well in Mexico. Sanchez is the more disciplined of the two fighters in that his punches are short, they're crisp, he's very compact, he throws his punches without looping too much. Burgos is a guy that doesn't have what I would call a gifted ability that Sanchez has. Sanchez's eye is very clear, knows exactly what he wants to do. As soon as a guy, Burgos has a tendency to tuck that chin and have his head down. Watch the way Sanchez takes advantage of it. Every time he comes in, he drops his head, and Sanchez will push down on his feet from behind. Watch him when he comes in. Every time he does it, Burgos comes in, puts his head down. Sanchez just found something out there. He realized that when he does feint to his left, Burgos drops his right hand and he's wide open for a shot. Now actually he drops his left hand. Again, he feints. See that? Right there. He caught him right in the middle of doing it. He feinted a little bit with the left shoulder, just kind of pulled to the left. And when he does that, Burgos has a tendency to twist his trunk to the right to avoid what he thinks is coming from the left, and the right hand is wide open. And it's there again. It was just there again. He did exactly what we were talking about. Again, every time he comes in with his left shoulder forward, watch the way Nene will feint left, and you'll see the left hand on the left side of the body curl to the right of Burgos. He's going to get knocked out. I'm going to tell you that right now, and that's how it's going to come. It's going to come with a right hand that'll drop him. You can't get away with that against a fighter like Alex Sanchez. He absolutely won't get away with it. Sanchez just cruised through that second round, winning at 10-9. Eddie Trinidad, who was a pretty good fighter in his own right, is too experienced not to pick something like that up that we just picked up. And Burgos is going to have a lot of trouble before this thing is over. If Alex Sanchez can execute that. And then all he has to do is a simple little feint to the left. And Burgos immediately drops his hand. And as soon as he drops, he can throw the right hand and he'll knock him out. Or at least get him in a lot of trouble. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Oh, this is going back to the first round when there was a knockdown and then a foul. All right, here we go. This is round 3. Bob Sheridan here on King Vision. You're watching the WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the World, 105-pound division. The champ with the green trim on his white trunks. The challenger Burgos from Mexico. The white trunks with blue trim. A lot of heart, a lot of ability. Right now, said something about the head. He played Spanish or he felt cabeza in his head. Something about keeping his head up, I guess. Whipped him with a pretty good left hand that time. You notice in just an instant, Burgos turned around and was fighting as a southpaw. He switched it up in just a second. Now he's back fighting the orthodox style again. But he's frustrated by this guy because Burgos is the type of guy that would beat your very average fighters all the time. But Alex Sanchez, more than an average fighter. He's a very slick world champion. So it's frustrating for Burgos to fight a guy like this. Both exactly the same size, same age. Sanchez is actually an inch shorter. All right, coming up to the closing seconds now. This is the third round of this scheduled 12-round affair. And just another good cruising round for Alex Sanchez. Scorecard, I've given Sanchez every single round, including the first round, that he had a point taken away with a foul. I explained to you why I gave him that round. But Sanchez just looks like he has a little bit more ability. And in that third round, there was a bit of a slip or a shove or whatever we will call it here when we get a better look at it. He comes in, and again, yeah, it's the hand behind the head, and he just pushes him down to the canvas and then bangs him to the body. Shot in, which is very important because he hurts him to the body with that. Watch him, he pushes him down and then he bangs him to the rib. Boom. If that happens a third time in the fight, although he didn't take a point away there, if that happens a third time in the fight, Joe Cortez could actually disqualify Sanchez. It wouldn't be the first time it happened. There's no question that that was a violation, and Joe didn't want him to take a point away that time when he hit him when he was down. Trying to, keep the fight on an even keel. He did lecture both of the fighters, so he did that as opposed to taking a point away. But this is something we have to look for, because Burgos continues to tuck his head when he comes in, and Sanchez, it's automatic. He wraps that around and pushes him down, and he continues to do it and will continue to do it. You can't learn to stop doing that in the course of a fight when you've been doing it your whole career. But the problem is when you get the guy down on his knees and you whack him, that is a serious violation. And you see that time, Burgos grabs his head. So the fight is a seesaw battle here back and forth in terms of roughhousing each other. Sanchez's punches just look so much more crisp, although Burgos is trying to pick up the pace here in this fourth round. Burgos was dumped in kind of a flash sort of knockdown in the first round, and then all the credit for that was taken away from Sanchez because he whacked him when he was down. These little guys, 105 pounds of heavy. In spite of the fact that they're little guys, when you're exactly the same size, those punches hurt just as much for a guy that weighs 105 pounds. And if you get a couple of guys out there that weigh 220 and they're landing. Wow, big hand again is Alex Sanchez. And again, I mentioned the frustration of Victor Burgos, because Burgos is trying to do things with this guy. He's staying aggressive, and he wants so bad to be able to do things, but Sanchez is too slick. He's not able to execute. Joe Cortez, he break for those guys. Sanchez lands that left hook to the body. Bangs him with a little straight left hand down the middle. And you see Burgos lands a glancing blow and then misses. Then you see again Sanchez comes right back and he lands a shot. Burgos that really isn't working in the ability of Sanchez. Championship of the world. Alex Sanchez with a green trim on his trunks, the pride of Ponce in Puerto Rico. Victor Burgos, who's getting a bit of a boxing lesson from Nene Sanchez. Although Burgos is very aggressive and one of those typical tough kids from the gyms of Tijuana in Baja California, Mexico. Nene Sanchez, handled by Felix Trinidad, the father and trainer of Felix Trinidad Jr., who is the world welterweight champion. He caught with a shot that time in his knee buckled just a bit. But more than that, I think he was off balance when he got caught. Sanchez continues to chase his man down. I think he's got some sort of adrenaline control now that he'd like to end this thing. Victor Burgos only down once in his career, and he's been down once in this fight, although it was offset by the fact that he got whacked while he was down. Told me that his strongest punch is his left hook. He's fought 5 different divisions, and this is the lowest where he's coming down. And he knows Burgos does that if he got a chance to win this fight in any way, he would probably get an opportunity to fight Ricardo Lopez, who is really more than anything his hero, the great Mexican champion. Cuernavaca, Mexico City, Ricardo Lopez. Sanchez right now is beating him to the punch. Sanchez with a green trim. Burgos with a blue trim. Nice right hand goes through that he bangs to the body. Notice the way that right elbow is down by Burgos. His ribs are starting to hurt him because Sanchez has really pounded those ribs quite a bit, and he found that time down just below the solar plexus with a good shot to the body. Sanchez doing a nice job hurting him to the body. Straight left hand, spins it into the right. Loads up the right hand that time and misses. Does Burgos. Sanchez picks off the body shot. Gets hit to the body, but it doesn't have the crisp, real stinging blows that Sanchez is landing when he goes to the body. Sanchez with the gloves right up around that face. Eyes very clear, knows exactly what he wants to do. Face right. Instead, look at this. Burgos comes back with a nice uppercut. He's very casual the way he avoids punches. He'll take a couple shots and he'll stand back and lay a big power punch that Burgos was trying to land the closing seconds here of the fifth. This is Burgos, by the way, his best round of the fight. In fact, I'm going to give him this round. Wow, with the right hand as the bell sounded in round 5. So if Burgos has won any rounds, he won that one. Nene Sanchez with Felix Trinidad Sr., Cruz Miguel Garcia, Carlos Estrada, and Jose Ramos. Now this is at the end of the round with Burgos coming on a bit, and you see the light shot there, misses him with a big power one, digs to the body pretty good, just wow with the uppercut, but gets the left through several times. Misses with that right hand, see a little bruise underneath that right eye, but still landing more punches here. And that's why I gave Burgos the 5th round. This is round 6 with the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Bob Sheldon, you're watching T-Vision. This is the WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the world. Both guys wearing white trunks, so the guy with the blue trim is Victor Burgos of Mexico. The guy with kind of the green trim is Alex Sanchez. And it says Nene across the belt buckle area of Sanchez, and of course it says Burgos, as you can see clearly there, across the midsection of Victor Burgos. Burgos I have behind in this fight as we go to the midway portion of the fight, the 6th round. This is scheduled for 12, 105 pounds. forward, and every once in a while Burgos will just plant his feet, and he'll say, hey, I'm going to hold my ground, and he'll mix it up with him. When he does, he's effective. Fakes left inside with that left hand, doesn't throw the right. Now you see how easily and how slickly Sanchez just backs away to avoid the shots of the oncoming Burgos. This is the 6th round again of a scheduled 12-round world title fight. The guy you would say has been officially down in this fight because although Sanchez rocked the Burgos in the first round in a situation where he's threw a punch after he had it down on his knee, the referee took it away, so probably he scored that a knockdown or not, but he scored the round 9-8 because Sanchez won that round and with or without the knockdown. Sanchez, he nails him with the left hand inside. Burgos continues to bounce away. Sanchez doing some works on the body downstairs. Burgos on his pony continues to circle left, and he plants his feet, loads up the right hand and misses, now steps right. Sanchez just doesn't seem to show any effect at all. The punch is thrown by Burgos. Consequently, he keeps stopping, he keeps coming forward. Inside of 10 seconds to go, and it's the 6th round. All right, the belly, it's the 6th round. Let's score that round even because Burgos landed a lot of punches, and Sanchez wasn't as aggressive in that round as he'd been in some other ones, so we'll call that one even.
Gáneme round nada más, gáneme round. Apenas ve el quinto round, ¿verdad? Claro, tú. Papel sexto. Eso la base. Boxeame este round ganado. Boxeame. ¿Sabe boxear? Ok, hágale finta, va, pero tenga, abrácelo, no le hace. Dos golpes usted primero y ya muévase, no permita que cuando le da muy bonito, dos, tres. Muévase, no permita que lo manejando ahí.
Watch this right hand by Nene Sanchez. He loads up pretty good and catches him. Sees it up there. Down. Boom to the body. Bang right there, right on the temporal bone. All right, we're in the 7th round. Back to live action here at the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. Las Vegas, Nevada. Bob Sheridan here at King Vision. Again with the green trim on his white trunks is Alex Sanchez of Ponce, Puerto Rico. And with a blue trim on his white trunks, to the left of your screen, Victor Burgos. Unofficially, at the halfway point of the fight after 6 rounds, I have it scored 58-55 in favor of Sanchez. Neither fighter has been visibly shaken, a little bit of puffiness and redness and abrasions below the left eye of Victor Burgos. Sanchez's face is virtually unmarked. Sanchez seems to be more in control of the fight, but Burgos is the guy that's really kind of forcing things to happen. He seems to come and fight when he wants to, and then slide around, slip around, circle around to the left and back to the right anytime he wants to. See him picking up the habit of Alex Sanchez, pushing down. When Sanchez tucks his chin, he pushes down to the back of his neck, try and take some of the steam out. Burgos right now, definitely the aggressor. You see him throwing a lot more leather than his Nene Sanchez. I thought in the early going that Sanchez would pick up the fact that this guy really has a tendency to be fooled by feints and would knock him out. But instead, Burgos is a guy that's shown how tough he is and just hangs in there. Notice he's switched around and fighting as a southpaw right now, leading with the right hand. Sometimes when a fighter does that, it's one of two things. Either he was a southpaw before, or he's tired and it gives him some sort of with the score of the game. So let's listen into the corner of Burgos.
No sé qué, parado. Acuérdense lo que le dimos, lo que le dije. Acuérdense, no se me quede parado. No se metan las cuerdas, ¿ok? Agua. No se quede las cuerdas, Víctor. No se quede las cuerdas. Y se quede parado. Hagan la pinta. Si no pueden más que hacer, abracen. ¿Ok? Y métale ese open.
Now watch this action at the end of the round. Burgos very aggressive here, lands a shot to the ear. And watch Sanchez. He catches him a pretty good shot inside and then wants to keep it going and just barely grazes that chin. And then was right after the bell. Just as the bell sounded, actually maybe a fraction of a second behind it. All right, here we go. Round number 8, scheduled for 12. WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the World 105-pound division. Sanchez from Puerto Rico with the green trim on his white trunks and the fellow with the blue trim from Mexico is Victor Burgos. Both of these guys want a shot at the reigning WBC strawweight champion Ricardo Lopez, and so they both want to win tonight. Look at Burgos, much more aggressive in the last 3 rounds. They closed the score up a bit, landing a lot of blows. Still the heavier blows seem to be being landed by Sanchez, but Burgos is landing more, I thought, in the last couple of rounds, although I scored the 6th round even. I gave Burgos 5 and 7, and it closed up the margin a bit because I had Sanchez winning everything but 4. Look at Burgos landing some shots here, though. Is he in the process of turning this thing around? Sanchez is going to have to get a little bit more aggressive. Burgos, about 5 in a row that he lands, digs downstairs to the body. Get Victor up against the ropes. Up against Sanchez, despite the fact his last fight against Edgar Cardenas down in Condado Beach in Puerto Rico, he lost that fight after going 24-0 in his professional record with 18 knockouts. And sometimes, a fighter finds a way to lose, and it doesn't become so difficult to lose again. But Burgos is keeping the pressure on. He's doing everything he can do. Mind you, the 7th round was a close round, and I don't know how many of the 3 judges would have scored that for Burgos. I thought he was more aggressive and landed more punches, so this fight may not be as close as the way I have it. The official judges, Chuck Giampa, Art Lori, and Clark Sammartino. Sammartino from Kingston, Rhode Island. The other 2 judges, Lori and Giampa, both from Las Vegas, Nevada. Seconds down, this is the 8th round. And while the fight was getting kind of stagnant there for a while for Sanchez, that big shot that he had, not a nice one, just before the bell, landed by Sanchez. Makes that a definitive round for Sanchez. That's the type of round that all the judges will have scored for Sanchez, and it's the type of round that all of us can score. You don't have to be an expert to be able to do it. This is Burgos' corner.
Amárrese o tirar golpes, ¿eh? Métale los golpes a la boca del estómago. Póngase muy vivo con los cabeceros. La derecha que está tirando del counter es tan peligrosa. Puedes hacer una pequeña vaselina. La derecha que está tirando del counter. Pérez, no se la va.
To show you this shot, it's a clear, clean shot, and you'll see the knees buckle. Boom and bang right there. See the knees buckle? If he wasn't in such great condition, he would have gone down. Different angle, the same thing. Watch the shot. Boom, right there. That's a clean, clean punch. And if Burgos wasn't in such magnificent condition, he would have tumbled to the canvas. He's only been down once in his career. All right, this is the 9th round of this championship fight. Again, it's Sanchez out in front in the fight. He's the reigning champion from Puerto Rico. He wants to load up his shots to try to end this thing now. We're in the 9th round. Again, it's scheduled for 12. Burgos was in the kind of the midst of a mini rally from 5, 6, and 7. And Sanchez caught him with that nice shot to be isolated for you in the 8th round, which really gave him that round definitively, in my opinion, anyway. And I've got Sanchez out front 77-74 with these 4 rounds to score. This Burgos trying to make a little rally back. I'll tell you one thing, whenever he's short on ability, he's not short on courage. This is the 9th round of a scheduled 12-round affair. Alex Sanchez in his career has been the type of guy that just comes straight ahead all the time, an action sort of fighter. Stablemate of Felix Trinidad, we pointed out to you. A nice jab. And he needs to recover from that loss the last time out. He might have been cruising through 5, 6, and 7, but he's more or less back in command now. Certainly in the 8th round, he did a nice job with that shot. And he's trying to get more aggressive here in the 9th. That's what he needs to do because Burgos was in the process just kind of chipping away. And now it's Nene Sanchez that's letting the heavy blows again in the fight. Downstairs again. Sanchez back up again. And you see the referee, Joe Cortez, and hey, keep those punches up. Look at this, Burgos hitting Nene. Nene's hitting 1 or 2 things. He's going to start throwing some punches and hang on. He took 4 or 5 pretty good shots there. And now the blood begins to trickle from the nose of Sanchez. Burgos caught him again with a pretty good right hand. That blood is coming right from the nose of Nene Sanchez. And that could just get the adrenaline flowing for Burgos. Burgos is the type of guy you'd like to see have more success because he's such a hard-working fighter. And when you see a guy like him work so hard but doesn't have the raw ability that the opponent like Sanchez has, you just kind of have a tendency to want to pull for him. Yet Sanchez does so many things so slick, you like to see him do well. Burgos fighting on courage and Sanchez raw ability. Hey, this is a Burgos round. In the corner with Burgos. Under the Nene Sanchez, you see Felix Trinidad Senior working with him. Hey, this is earlier in the round. You see Burgos landing some shots, and this is why I gave Burgos the 9th round. And then a little bit later in the round, you see Burgos coming on again. And that to me is a definitive Burgos round as well. So this fight, if the judges see it anyway as near the way I'm seeing it, I've got it scored 86-84. 2-point fight to this point with 3 rounds to go. This is the 10th round. And remember, it's a 12-round world title fight. This is the WBO mini flyweight. It's a 105-pound division. The reigning champ to the left of your screen. Nene Sanchez down to the right of your screen. And the other guy, Burgos. Victor Burgos from Tijuana, Mexico. And Burgos has had times in the fight where he's looked extremely good. And when I'm talking about limited ability, I'm not saying that his ability is not world class. He has the ability. It's just that Sanchez is a smoother fighter. Burgos is still in a position where he can win this fight. And look at Burgos landing shots here again. Again, we're in the 10th round. It's Burgos to the left of your screen. Sanchez more or less facing you now to the left of your screen. Sanchez had things going all his way for the first 4, then Burgos made a mini rally in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Sanchez came back with a definitive 8th round, and Burgos had a very definitive looks like he has a problem with his ribs and something is bothering him right now. He wants to keep it going, but I think he's hurt a little bit to the body. Although, whatever it is, he seems to be recovering from as I speak to you right now. He's got a lot of heart, a lot of desire. Pumps that jab in the face, and then Sanchez digs in the body again, bangs him to the solar plexus. Sanchez had just whacked him right behind the elbow a couple more times. I think his ribs are very sore, especially to the left side of his body, because you see every once in a while he brings that left elbow in like he's almost trying to protect something on the left side of his body. See, when he goes down, the way he drops that left elbow down next to his body. At that time, you saw Sanchez go right for that area. I think Sanchez realizes he banged him. Well, and he drops down to his knee, but I think that again is a push down. Again, Joe waves it off. A nice left hook got Burgos that time. Sanchez realizes he caught him the bell end. That's a good round for Sanchez. A very difficult round for Burgos. The trouble with his ribs, and then he gets pushed down, and he gets clipped right at the bell. If this fight is in fact as close as I had it going to the 10th round, that was a big round for Sanchez to win. Because now it's 96-93, meaning that you need a knockdown or a knockout for Victor Burgos to win this. If the judges see it the way I see it. Watch the left hook of Sanchez. It's a big left hook. It's very important. Boom, right there. He catches him good. And again, the fact that Burgos didn't go down is a credit to the condition that this professional athlete is in. Here we go to the 11th round. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bob Sheridan here. You're watching King Vision around the world. Glad that you can be with us in this WBO Mini Flyweight Championship. 205-pound fighters out there like whirlwinds, doing the best they can do. One to keep the title, one to try and take the title. Both guys want a shot at a big money payday against the brilliant Ricardo Lopez, the reigning WBC strawweight champion of the world. Strawweight, mini flyweight, both being 105-pound division. Okay, Burgos to the left of your screen from Mexico. Behind my scorecard, and I would assume behind on the judges' scorecard. Sanchez had a real good 10th round in the process of having a pretty good 11th here so far. And Burgos has certainly forced the fight and done a nice job to make it a good fight. Two tough kids, one from Mexico, one from Puerto Rico, and over the years, it's a tremendous rivalry from these kids that train in two countries, two areas of the world where they have some nice fighters. A right-handed crew there, and Burgos appears to be a little bit on the fatigue side now. I think a big shot by Sanchez now could end the fight very soon. Every time I say that, this kid Burgos proves to me that he's in tremendous physical condition, because I know he's exhausted, I know his ribs are hurting, I know his body's hurting, and yet he continues to fight. Look at him, loads up the right hand. He's back fighting as a southpaw now, leading with the right hand. Now he's back fighting the orthodox style. He's doing anything he can to try and get Sanchez off his game plan a bit. Now that time he does the smart thing. As soon as Sanchez puts pressure on his back, he just goes down on his knees. And he brings it to the attention of Joe Cortez. Left hook gets through, no damage done to Victor Burgos. Then Burgos tries to land when he catches him on the hip. And that time, that is a knockdown that time. And Joe continued the count up to the 8 count. That was scored a knockdown. That Sanchez, brother Burgos was trying to say, push me down again. But the fact of the matter is that time he went down on his own after a punch in. And you see, every time now he hangs on, knees are very weak with Burgos. So Joe Cortez, who was not fooled by any of the mechanics in the seconds. This guy Burgos is hard, and there's the bell ending round number 11. Sanchez doesn't hear bells. He doesn't care if he pushes the guy down. He bangs to the body. He'll whack him when you're on the canvas. He's a tough street fight kid from Ponce, Puerto Rico. And he's having his way with Victor Burgos. We're going to show you the knockdown from a couple of different angles, so watch this. Let's see what we pick up here. He comes in, boom, there he is with a straight right hand that time, and then he clips him behind the ear. And now he's let down, now his hands are down, and Joe Cortez immediately comes there and says, hey, don't hit him again. I don't want to disqualify you. Watch this. On the head, and down he goes. Now that's a clean knockdown. Even though he refuses to get out of his knees, he's back up again. But that's scored a knockdown. His hands went down. And that will be scored a 10-8 round because of that. And because of that knockdown scored fair Sanchez, I've got him comfortably out in front in this fight now. All he has to do is cruise to this final round, and he's going to retain his championship. Alex Sanchez, Nene with a green trim on his white trunks. Victor Burgos with a blue trim on his white trunks. Both guys want to pick up the pace and turn it up just a notch here for the final round. Burgos really needs a knockout to win the fight, and Nene is not going to have any part of that. He's going to say, Nene, you're not going to do that to me. You're not taking my title. It's going back to Ponce, Puerto Rico. And look at the way he gets through with the hands with the right hand. The legs are weak in Burgos right now. His body's taking a lot of punishment. Been down a couple of times in the fight, once in the 11th round and once in the first round. And it's only the second and third time in his career that he's ever been down. And he's just a case of a guy with a little bit more ability than Sanchez, who's outboxed him through most of the fight. I don't want to take anything away from Burgos because he came in here fighting for the world title in tremendous physical condition. He would have been knocked down 2 or 3 more times during the course of this fight had he not been in the kind of condition he's in. He's a consummate pro that doesn't have quite the ability that Alex Sanchez has. Sanchez tries to keep the pressure on. He's really pounded the body and pounded the soul, you might say, with that body of Burgos. Wow, with that right hand, Burgos continues to throw punches. You see his legs are weak. He's sloppy in his knees right now. A little loose, and he digs to the body. And you see the way Burgos is trying to cover up. He just can't take many more body shots. He doesn't want to expose that body. Comes with the uppercut to Sanchez. You see the time remaining, coming up to the 1-minute mark left in the fight. And the superior boxer this time is just scoring more points and winning just about every round. For a while, it got kind of interesting as I thought Burgos pulled within a couple of points of pulling this thing out. Back on the 9th round and the 10th round and the 11th round, Sanchez made it definitive by winning both of those rounds. As a matter of fact, knocking Burgos down in the 11th. And Sanchez trying to keep the pressure on. He'd like to knock this guy out to finish it definitively. But you never know what judges might do or might see that we're not able to tell you about. But I tell you, there shouldn't be any question that Alex Sanchez is outboxed Burgos. 116 to 110. And as soon as Jimmy Lennon is set, we'll have the official scoring for you. Here's Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Chuck Jompa scores at 115, 110. Art Lurie sees it 113, 112. Clark Sammartino scores at 114, 111. All three in favor of the winner. And still champion Alex
So Alex Sanchez makes the unanimous decision. And we won't dispute any of the judges. One judge, Art Lurie, had it kind of close, 113 to 112. That surprised me, but I could go along with 114, 111, and 115, 110 by Chuck Jompa and Clark Sammartino. But the important thing is Sanchez got it on all the scorecards, and deservedly so. A nice job by Alex Sanchez, who wins the unanimous decision for the WBO Mini Flyweight Championship of the World over Victor Burgos.